professionals.
We are recording.
We are awesome.
Welcome to Four Brewers. My name is Matt Becker, and as always, I'm joined by
John Holzer,
Jason Harris,
Greg Nagel.
And we've got some sour beers happening here. We've got
guests in the studio.
Yeah, we've got guests in the studio. We've got Mr. John Ryti. What's up, dude?
Hello, how we doing?
We've got the lovely pouress Sarah. What's up?
Gentlemen.
She's not pouring any beer though, so she's just
I'm a drinkess.
She's the drunkess. I'm all for that.
She's our homie.
I think John is the drunkest.
He really is. John is the drunkest assaulting a fucking bastard. God. I will kill you if you assault me with
Brace
fucking
yourself,
again.
boo!
Okay, I'll stop.
Treat yourself 2011.
Thank you. So on this show, we've got a plethora of sour beers happening.
Don't get it twisted.
John,
I'm good.
okay.
I closed the browser.
We've got a few Deschutes sour beers that we're going to come up on, but first, I remember John, you and me when we were with NBT, we were pretty impressed by a little brewery from the Midwest.
Deschutes?
No.
Destihl.
He's like,
Destihl.
you and me,
Yeah.
we used to be NBT. Every day, NBT, always.
And he's not muting you.
Yeah, because I'm funny.
He'll mute the actual whatever. No,
We're not going to get kicked off the Hangout for that.
No, but whatever.
Okay, first of all, Destihl, like they kind of came out of nowhere and they had like giant lines and like lots of attention, and then they kind of fell off. But
No, well, Destihl was the first. The first time I drank their beer was at JBF, I think, in 2013.
12, I think it was 12 or 13.
I want to say 13. Maybe it was 12. But yeah, they did come out of nowhere. And they had massive GABF lines just for their sour beers.
Yep, and now they got sour beers in a can.
In a can.
Hey, Mazel Tov.
All right.
The only other canned sour I can think of is like Anderson Valley. Or there goes.
Gose
Canseco.
Gose the Gozerian.
Dude, I've used like Gose Canseco like in conversation so many times, and like people love it, and I've credited you every time for the record. That's
Hey,
not. I couldn't steal that one for myself as much as I want to.
Let it goes. Let it go.
Oh my god.
Oh, no.
Segue.
There we go.
Nails like Jones queuing up.
Fucking bastard.
No.
Son of a bitch.
Jesus, I'm being pelted by.
You should for that fucking joke.
I
still have one more piece of ammo.
Speedway in my class.
Yeah, you do.
Chug it.
Whose fault is that?
Yeah.
Take it to the head. John.
Oh, God, here we go.
There's some serious salt to this.
Fourth
my
show,
God.
fifth show.
He's going to keep.
Fourth show, fifth show.
Wow.
Just don't Katie on us,
wow.
that's all.
Yeah, it's really quite salty, as a matter of fact, which kind of surprises me because usually with Gose, you get the salt, but it's relatively subtle. You know, this one it seems to be pretty all up in your face.
It smells kind of like seawater.
It does.
like a sweet seawater.
Yeah.
Like a
Wow, it's got a
that
sweetness
is
to it.
so
like a saltwater
salty.
taffy.
Yeah, it's like saline.
Sour. It's fucking up my tongue.
Killed
It's hitting all over the course.
Jesus.
Isn't that
Wow.
Boom, boom, boom.
It's a Leipzig style goes.
Leipzig.
Wow, it's a palate cleanser at the
From
very least.
Bloomington, Illinois.
Holy moly.
Illinois.
Whoa.
Illinois.
All right, so I just...
This beer's called Here Goes Nothing. See, that's how I pronounce it.
Yeah. Here goes nothing. It's not fun. It's not cool when you say it like
Gose
that.
the like actual. You're the German Nagel.
He had a Gose
Yeah,
nothing.
anything with the E on it in German is a
Yeah. You just have to pronounce it like you're speaking like this.
Yeah, it's Gose.
There goes nothing.
And it also implies
Booyah.
plural, which is interesting.
It puts smart.
There's definitely more than one salt in this.
Put some salty
It's got
beers
sea
in your
salt
mouth.
in it.
It's full of
Booyah.
sea
salt
Gose.
added.
Here goes.
Okay, we have a bucket on the table. Can we get that off the table? It just does not.
No,
Well, the dog
this
was
is-
running around and,
All right, let's pull the bucket off
Is there
the table.
this is our sweet dump bucket.
Mr.
just in
Bucket.
case.
It's a
Put your balls in my top.
There we go.
Mr.
Much better.
Bucket. Whee!
Buckets of fun.
Sorry, guys.
Only 90s kittens will get this.
BuzzFeed.
Hashtag Bruce feed.
Bruce feed.
I'm going to register brewsfeed.com.
10 beers that only 90s kids will get.
Pete's Wicked Ale.
Yeah, totally.
Wow.
As much punch as this has, like once your palate kind of tunes into it, I think it's quite tasty.
I'm with you. Yeah,
actually, yeah.
The second sip was definitely delicious.
Yeah, it's got like this citrusy character that I like a lot. It's like
some melony thing.
Yeah, well, to me, it's more like tangerine, like clementine, like type vibe.
Like, oh my darling.
It tastes like a cutie.
That's exactly right. It does taste like a cutie. It's a very acute flavor.
Oh, would that be an cutie flavor?
Yeah, that's the joke I just made right now.
But you said acute.
Yeah,
I added
close.
the IE.
I see.
He's like, I made your joke, but with 2 more letters.
See how I am?
You see what I did there?
I see what you did there.
What you
How
did
did
there.
we come across this can?
Yeah.
Where did this come from? Yeah.
It was something that I acquired.
But where do they come from, though?
Through your channels?
It came from Illinois.
Oh, yeah, Bobby. Yeah, okay.
Duh.
There is no Shermer,
thank you.
Illinois.
I think
by
I think I sent Pliny
Movies are
for this
bullshit.
and some other stuff, and came back with this and a bunch of I don't know, like Hop Slam that I drank.
Nice.
Just saying.
I have to say, like, I'm enjoying it. I don't think it's quite the crusher like the Anderson Valley Gose is.
Yeah.
I like the Anderson Valley a lot better.
this is way more wild.
Yeah.
And it says it on the name.
I like the Anderson Valley. I do not like the Anderson Valley Blood Orange version.
Which is kind of sacrilege.
No, not
in
even
these
a little
circles.
bit.
I don't understand. Like, I think I have some hard questions to answer. Speaking of 90s kids, though, this can looks like something like that would be like straight out of like a 90s TV.
Yeah,
Lime
show.
green. Lime green.
Wild and crazy sours. Wow.
Exactly.
Silver snakes.
Give it up on Wild and Crazy Sours.
Get your
So It Goes. Hey. Get your ski shined up. Grab a stick of juicy fruit. Taste is gonna move ya. Take a sniff. Pull it out.
He
made it weird.
Lord.
He made it weird.
Yeah, for sure.
It doesn't have to be a hot band.
Who would have thought that take a sniff, pull it out would be awkward?
The taste is gonna move you.
On the IRC,
Put it
we
in your
have
mouth.
Let the Gose Rage On. The tart never bothered me anyway.
Goes rage on.
And it doesn't have to be a hot man.
Goes never bothered me anyway.
Do you want to build a Gose man? It doesn't have to be a hot man.
That's pretty epic.
I gotta say, from I don't know what Destihl is canning lately. Apparently, if you go to their website, they're canning a lot of stuff.
Yeah, they've got a lot of wild stuff they're
Like,
putting in.
there's- if you look,
cans.
Their wild sour series looks like fruit striped gum wrappers.
Totally.
Only 90s kittens will get this.
Destihl, like I said, I first had them at GABF, and I was blown away by their sour ales. Like,
Yeah.
they were phenomenal. They had massive lines, and I think those lines came about just because people were spreading word at the festival that
I love when that happens.
You need to go to
Yeah.
Destihl and check out their beers.
See, when I was at GVF, I had massive lines of cocaine.
Right. So this beer, I mean, if they're canning all of, I mean, I don't, man, this beer is
Yeah.
good, but I think this is on the low end of what this brewery can do as far as what we can get here.
Yeah, I would
I
really
know,
want to.
This is a good beer, but man, their sours kick ass.
As far as like that type of thing, when we were at Firestone last year, there was a brewery, Garage Project out of New Zealand.
Garage.
Garage.
Garage project.
Garage Project. But anyhow,
Brit?
Brit
McKinsey?
Brit, go to Garage Project. But anyhow, yeah, they were like the
Hello,
Can you give me the beer off the dick?
I'm on Adventurer.
they were the one that everyone was like, no, these are the guys you have to check out. You know, it was
Yeah,
like
there was a buzz.
Nobody knew who they were before the fest, and then once the fest started, it was like, these are the guys you can't miss.
it's pretty awesome when that happens
Yeah.
too, because
Yeah.
that literally happened.
That was Destihl. That was Destihl.
with
The year.
Destihl.
Yeah,
I think you were there that year
yeah.
too.
That's the year, that was the first year that I went with you guys.
Yeah, and I remember Lee Williams from Hoptopia, he's in England now.
He's in Bristol.
Yeah, he's doing another thing where they send rare beers to like 12 people.
That's gonna blow.
But we're like, hey Lee, check this place out, and he's like, okay, and he trotted over there, and they were rad. Destihl makes great beer, and they're like a brew pub kind of setup, kind of like how
They were like they're like a chain, right? There's a few of them.
kind of. Why are they slipping?
Do they have a distillery? Because their
Nebraska
name
Brewing
is like almost distill.
Nebraska Brewing was kind of the same thing, where like they started off as kind of like a brew pub and a restaurant kind of thing. They made great beer, and they expanded into a brewery that made awesome beer. And that's kind of like what Destill's doing.
Distillery.
Yeah. How they don't have a distillery is beyond me.
Distillery.
The distillery.
Yeah,
Just
it's almost as good as the brewery.
It's not just a clever name. No, actually it is.
Yeah. So Destihl, great beers. Check them out.
This one
Next up.
Yeah, it's,
Figaro.
I was gonna do that.
Figaro.
Fucking wrecked.
Check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Yeah, we're doing some Cascade beer. What was the Cascade that we just did? Oh, we did a Fooder one because of
Fooders on Fooders.
Fooders on Fooders. This is
Every day there's a duder that goes without a fooder for just pennies a day.
Pennies a day. You can help a duder
In
find a
the
fooder.
staves of a fooder, you can ferment.
I love it. I love it a lot.
So this beer.
was that
Google can't take us off Hangouts for that.
yeah, in the arms of the angel.
That's an original.
Yes, that's what that was.
It's the staves of a fooder is like the arms of an angel.
Yes.
See.
So we're drinking Figaro,
Figaro
from
from
Cascade Brewing, which is a Northwest style sour ale.
Which is what they call every fucking beer they make.
Which they deserve.
I mean, I guess they've kind of
Once you get
forged
TTB.
their own road.
Yeah, they've really plowed ahead. Well, I think. This is aged with white figs and lemon peel.
Ah, Figaro, I get it.
White figs are a thing.
Get it?
Apparently, like, can we get some like clarification on that? Because I thought they were just because I thought figs were just figs.
When I Google white figs, a lot of things come up, so I think it really exists.
That's how you know. That's how you know
what is
it's
a white
a
They
fig?
totally exist. They're not really white. They're more kind of a light green yellow on the outside, and then they're like red on the inside.
How are they different from like regular just figs?
They're white.
Checking. Here's what I found on the web for what is a white market to the light green yellow.
What?
What?
Jesus.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
Chartreuse would be the answer, by the way.
Thanks, Siri. Yeah.
Yeah, Siri
Types
doesn't
of
know either.
figs. Oh, there's a guide to different fig varieties on about.com.
Sweet.
There's Adriatic figs, Black Mission figs, brown turkey figs,
Brown turkey figs.
Calamurna figs,
Turducken.
Cadota figs, like from South Cadota.
Cadota. Oh my God.
Cadota.
We've lost Matt.
That was great. That was the best one of the night.
All right, so these are white figs we're showing.
my
on
God.
there.
They're
They look like
Adriatic
balls.
figs. They're pale green to pale yellow figs, sometimes called white figs for their light color.
Because of their whiteness.
They look
Bright
like a-
pink to
yeah.
brilliant red insides and extra sweet flavor.
Nice.
Harvested in June and again in August.
See, I think I'm used to the Black Mission figs. Those are the ones that I'm most.
Those are pretty common around here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they seem like the traditional fig.
Figs are ugly.
When you think
man.
of like figgy
Yeah.
pudding, they're all
Fig
delicious.
Newtons.
I think figgy
Yeah,
pudding only
exactly.
exists in Christmas songs.
In that song.
Yeah, exactly.
We won't leave until we get some.
They do look like balls.
Figgy pudding.
Yes, they look like testicles, Greg. They
Pretty
do.
much.
That's a bowl
Pig
full
balls.
of testicles right there.
It's an artist. Some guy's like, yeah, I painted a bowl of figs.
If only IRC could see what we see.
They look like balls.
Anyway,
Anyway, the beer's
This
pretty
is
good.
really wonderful. Like,
Yeah, the
holy
beer tastes
shit.
phenomenal.
Like, I mean, Cascade's like their fruited sours are generally pretty goddamn top notch, but this is like way near the top of the heap for me. Like,
Yeah,
holy
it's one
shit.
of the better Cascade beers I've had.
Fucking A.
It's really fruity, like a big like fruit flavor with a nice sour tart back.
But it's not like too vinegary. It's not too rough in the sourness because with like certain Cascade beers, especially like your Bourbonic Plague and like the really big ones, they tend to get really rough, really hot. This one, like, it's got some roughness to it, but it's not. It seems to be balanced out relatively well.
I think it's outstanding.
Yeah,
It's a little rough, but it respects your wishes.
It treats you like a stranger.
It
Sounds like Matt's last day.
It stays in the barriers that you set for it. I think.
It respects your safe word.
So aged in Chardonnay barrels, 12 months with white
Pancakes.
figs, lemon peel, 12 more months.
Figaro.
Wow. So this
Figaro
thing's
is your
aged
safe
for
word,
almost
then.
2 years.
That's a good one.
This beer's gone down a long road.
Holy shit!
Aromas of sweet figs, golden raisins, and citrus zest are the first to be noticed.
Yeah, a lot of raisin, a lot of golden raisin. I think for
Golden
sure.
raisins, yeah, definitely.
Tastes just
hits it.
like raisins.
Can't resist. Just can't resist.
Yeah, excellent beer. Like,
Good stuff.
Cascade is always a win.
Always
usually.
on point for sure.
I
That
didn't
being
like their
said-
Gose.
I would be hard pressed to finish this by myself. Like, I need
The
some
whole bottle?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
It's not a.
It's intense.
That's why I brought it.
It's
Yeah.
intense.
What can you drink a 750 of really, like hot and Roth maybe? Like, I mean, honestly,
I could drink
like
that.
how many beers come in a 750 that just one person's like, I'm gonna take this down?
I've done a sour in the rye.
Yeah,
that's up
Goose. I could take down a 750 a Goose to my head, like no doubt.
What's up there?
750 Goose. Boots with the burr.
I'm like, I keep wanting to move on as the host, but I really want to like savor this fucking Cascade beer. because
No, it
holy
was the
shit.
same with the Deal with the Devil beer. And
You don't want to move on.
No,
you know?
but it's like, wow. So awesome.
We could hit pause
You're
for
like,
a second.
stop.
And then,
Wait a minute. Here's my cup. Put some beer in it.
You people are going to have to wait. We're
Dissidents,
drinking
buddy.
beer.
we're drinking beer.
Don't bother me. I'm drinking.
Don't believe me, just drink.
Any other references?
I'm done.
Oh my god, we're like autistic kids, and we're just like spitting out every reference you can possibly imagine.
Yeah, we,
In the
we
best
got
way
John.
possible.
We got John. John was offended by that one, which is impressive.
impressive.
Well, we were
That's what, I mean,
vaccinated, so
if anyone in this group is going to be offended by anything, it's going to be me.
no, it's just like we're so on point with references that like you really have to.
your references are the best, man. Everybody knows that.
It gets crazy.
All right, so the Dissident.
Oh, this
What can
is
we
This is
say
what
about
Matt's been waiting for.
I have. Yeah, because see, like I've spoken before about my
Dissidents?
like massive, my dissidents. No, my massive beer buying period in like 08, 09, like that area. One of the beers that I bought a shitload of was the Dissident.
Why?
Because
It was delicious.
He likes
well,
to shoot.
it was delicious first and foremost, but also just the fact that it was a big sour beer. It's above 10%.
Back in
And it's
08
sour.
In 08, 09, it was a pretty big get. Like,
Yeah,
it was a hard to come by beer. Well,
was a
right
big deal.
now, it's hanging out at the store. I can go buy it right now,
Yeah.
and it's been there for a month.
Which is kind of shocking to
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
But yeah, like the first release was like really big deal because I don't think Deschutes had released many beers, if any, that were sour, and so that was a huge deal.
Yeah.
And so, I made it a point to buy, I think I had like half a dozen. This is my last one of that first run. Also, I happened upon the current version. And then, John, from your magical cellar, you happened to produce a 2012 bottle. So we have all three, which I am absolutely thrilled about. So we're going to start with most current.
Okay,
I think.
my thing with this, I think I only bought it in 2012, which is the bottle I gave you, and I bought like 2 bottles, and the first bottle I dropped, and it broke.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh.
so
Sadness set in.
I didn't get.
Did
to
you take a picture of that?
I did.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. And I had to go back. I went back to La Bodega. That's where I bought it from. And I'm like, hey, hey, I dropped this. Could you help me out? And they're like, no.
Nope.
Like, shit.
Gravity
Exactly.
working against me.
John
You
Mayer.
live on
Yeah.
Earth.
Nice.
Gravity.
Learn about this thing called gravity and don't empty your boxes with half of it hanging off of your desk.
Wants to bring me
She's an evil
down.
mistress.
Yeah. So I tried this beer. I went back when I went back and asked them if I could get my money back. They said no, and I bought another bottle and I went home and opened it, and I didn't
You
like it.
Yeah, you weren't into it.
No,
Yeah.
I mean I know it's a sour brown ale, which I get, but it wasn't finished. It was
You thought it was too young.
yeah, I
much.
guess I
Like
didn't like it at all.
needed
So,
melding. Well, you know,
Are we gonna go back in time?
I'm going into this with a negative taste or a bad taste in my mouth for the Dissident.
I feel like I've had this, but I don't have any opinion on it.
I don't think I've had it ever.
see, I remember having it in 08 and
Maybe a bottle share or
loving
something.
it. Like,
This is a beer we need to try like side by side. I think. Should
Yeah.
we get some tasters
That
for
might-
this?
do we want to get taster glasses?
I think we
down
just
with that.
let's go
I
back in
think that would be
time.
really cool is to do all three side by side.
I
I'm down with that.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. Look, can we get some taster glasses? Do we want to do that?
Yeah, we'll take
Can we get
a super quick break. Give us
Want a breaky break?
2 minutes.
All right, let's do that. All right, bringing it back. We've got. Let's start with 2014 here. We've got a little bit in my glass here. It's actually it's lighter than I
I
expected.
say we start with the newest and work our way back.
Yeah, I think so.
That being said, the 2014,
I say we pour all three and kind of like treat
Yeah,
it like
huh?
but the 2014 also says enjoy after like the future. It's not now. It's like enjoy after October 2015 or something.
It really does say that.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
all the
that was my
shoot
big
stuff
that
does.
was my big complaint about this beer was like, well, if you're going to put it on a shelf and I can't open it now and enjoy it, like why should I buy it?
Yeah, I agree. I don't know why they
Just
do that.
let it do
seems,
its thing and then bottle it and then sell it.
Yeah, it seems silly to me.
It's their wildest brew yet.
If it's on a
Best,
shelf, it
it's
should be
best
drinkable.
after
I
10,
agree.
27, 15.
Nagel said if it's on the shelf, you should be able to drink it, and I completely agree.
Yeah.
Like Stone, with their enjoy after bread IPA, they were very blatant. They're like, oh,
Totally.
enjoy after. It's like that's the label.
Yeah, it's totally not a gimmick at all.
But a beer like the Dissident,
2012.
when I bought it, I didn't know I had to wait to drink it.
Did you not read the label?
No, I didn't.
I rarely read a label.
Who does? You know?
Me?
When
Some
did
people
beer
do.
ever come with instructions?
Yeah, seriously.
Exactly.
You got a
No.
beer, drink the
Hetty
beer.
Topper has instructions like right on the can.
Yeah,
Yeah,
fuck
it says,
them.
it says don't pour it in a glass. All
right,
That's
so-
the point.
Hide our shame.
So Matt's label does not. You said this is from 2008, right?
Yeah, it should say it on there.
It's so
Actually, what's
2000 late.
interesting is it does not say the vintage,
Yeah, no, it does.
but not on the label. Look at
Yeah,
the
it's
2012
right. Yeah.
and the 2014. Sure, but okay.
It's less prominent.
That beer is so 2008 and John's so 2000 late.
Oh,
Got him.
that's a thing.
All right, so
You really
John's
nagled
like,
him.
John's like the show's over.
are we going with
and stop.
are we going with newest first?
Yeah, I think we are.
I think so because we're gonna see like the beer as it should
apart.
be, and then let it destroy itself as time goes on.
No, I think we're going to taste it as it should not be.
yeah,
and
we're gonna
then-
behold the ravages of age right now. I think is what's gonna.
All right, so 2014.
2014.
2014 to the dome.
It's almost more figgy than the Figaro.
Yeah, I don't get a whole lot of sour on it.
You know, it's not like
It smells really sour. I smelled that and I'm like sour.
yeah. I mean, it's got some like it's got a little bit of like acetic character to it, but not too much. It's still
I feel like there's still
Pretty-
some sugars that should be dealt with.
It does have a barley wine character to it.
It
Yeah.
smells
Like
much
it's
more
tart barley
sour
wine.
than
Yeah,
it tastes.
it's
This is a sour brown though, no?
well,
thought
yeah.
it was a
They say that,
brew.
but it's like it's more red than anything.
Sure,
it's like
okay.
almost more
Oh,
copper.
brown.
You know,
But as far as the taste goes, if Nagel's saying it tastes like a barley wine,
I'm getting kind of unfinished.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man.
Well, for a sour
no, not
brown.
taste, but there's the toffee sort of aroma.
this has
that's-
been my big problem from when I opened my first bottle of this. It was like, this is not as nearly sour as I think it should be. And I thought it was because I needed to give it more time. It wasn't until like 2 years later where I realized that they want you to sit on this beer for a while before you open it.
Yeah, it should be pointed out that this is 35% ale aged in French oak wine barrels and 65% ale brewed with cherries.
Yeah,
So,
Oregon grown, ravished with whole Oregon grown cherries, pits, stems, and all.
I can really
shit.
taste the lavishment.
yeah.
French fries.
Like, man, this really
French
smells
wood.
super lavished. It's lavished as fuck. Wow. Yeah, I think any kind of like sourness that we're getting is like pretty much all cherry.
Yep, I agree. Some phenols in there.
I like it. It's certainly sweeter. But
Technically, we're
I
drinking
do not
this,
dislike it, but
technically
I
we're
would
drinking
really like
this
to-
beer 8 months ahead of when they say it should be enjoyed.
Okay.
And again,
So let's go back.
I will forgive
Let's
it.
go back in time and get
so this is a 2012. No, that's
2014.
That's a 2012.
this is 2012. Yeah, the
and that
first
should
one.
be enjoyed after
This is-
August 2013.
Yes, that's correct.
So we're in the prime.
We're well after the.
The time is now
the
for
date.
this.
Yeah.
So let's see how it
Seriously.
goes. Sugar dates, and figs.
Yeah, a lot more sourness. Like a lot more. It's a lot brighter.
It smells just as sour, but let's see if it actually tastes sour because the other one didn't.
Now that's in the zone.
It's in it.
That's better.
getting there.
Yeah.
So much drier.
Went back
Yeah.
in time.
It's like all that. Yes, we know.
We get it.
It's like all that sugar like finally got like chewed up by all that bacteria. You know.
It is cloudier
It's
than
cloudier.
2014.
Yeah.
That's good,
really
though.
nice.
2012 is sitting pretty. So like that's not just a fucking guideline. That that recommendation was accurate. Like,
Yeah, they weren't kidding.
give it some time.
Yeah, like the 2014.
Give it some
smells,
time.
has that. It like smells different too.
Yeah,
like, it
it
smells.
does.
It smells sweeter. No, like a barley wine-ish kind of residual sugar kind of thing happening on the aroma for the new one.
It's totally different than the 2012.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2014 smells like a headache.
It does.
Yeah.
Well,
with
Sarah's
you.
just reinforcing what I said.
Yeah.
It's all sugar on the nose for the 2014, where with the 2012, it that stuff is fermented out in the bottle, and
Yeah, it seems to have more just like worked itself away.
It seems like there's like the terroir of like whatever the stems and the stuff. There's a bitterness to it that's not necessarily hop based or
Yeah, it has like a tannin in a way. It has like a certain like roughness to it, but it's
not
not. It's
necessarily
not.
French oak either.
Yeah, it's not rough, but it's more. There's just like a certain structure to it that you wouldn't expect.
Yeah. Like if
that's
you ate
probably
a cherry
from the fruit.
with stem, if you bit into a cherry stem,
Yeah,
it's got that
exactly.
weird bitterness to it. I think that's a little bit on the aroma on this.
for which one?
For
The 2012, yeah.
Huh. Okay.
What about
A little ditty.
the 2008? Let's go way back in time.
All right, Jason.
Set the Wayback Machine, Sherman.
Go back in time.
Okay.
Jason's not into it.
Only old guys would get that.
Variety, I got you.
We remain back in time.
I'm surprised at how well this is held up. Like,
I love the aroma.
Yeah, the 08 really has a lot of carbonation to it.
Yeah, really carbonated, which is just weird. The fact that
Is it weird?
This
It's
is my
going to
favorite
ferment
of the
out
three.
more in the
the
bottle.
oldest beer is the most carbonated. I guess.
God,
Yeah.
like that's
This is the best of the three.
No,
I
to me,
agree.
that makes the most sense because,
dirty-
like, it's inoculated with bacteria and it's going to ferment out more over the years.
See, I think it's inoculated with love.
It's a lot more dry. The 2008.
This is the
It's,
best one.
It's less sweet.
Yeah, it is.
That's the name of my new band there, Matt.
Inoculated
Inoculated with love.
with love. Inoculated.
Inoculated with love.
I
I'm
really,
inoculated with love.
honestly,
I'm all
this
lost
beer,
without you.
man, this is 08, man.
Dem beers,
Yeah.
though. Yeah, no shit.
Damn beers, though.
Yeah.
6 years later, this beer is good. Like, I think I think they're jumping the gun.
Yeah, they might need to let it sit for a little.
I mean, when you think of the, people in general, they're going to buy beers thinking, oh, I don't know, but maybe with this one it's different because beer. It's so weird to kind of quantify how these breweries think of things. Where it's like, sellers, I'm going to make a sour beer, but it's not going to be as sour as it should be. So sit on it for 2 years, and maybe it'll be good, but we don't know. So wait until this date at least. Why are they doing that?
Well,
it just doesn't make any sense.
You have a whole closet full of beer. So
I know.
It's for you.
Okay, how many people are like me?
A lot. All of us.
Really?
Everyone at this table.
Maybe I don't understand
we're kind
how
of
many
weird
people.
that way, aren't we?
I mean, the same people that are buying $15 bottles of beer with wax sealed on them. That's the people who are like that. It's us.
Yeah.
But I really think if you're gonna
we are them.
All right, but you buy something with wax. Okay, we've all done it. We buy something with wax on it. We buy 6 bottles. We open one that day and we're like, oh my God, this is so good. With this is like, oh God, no, this needs time in the bottle. I don't think you should.
Time heals all wounds except for these damn crazy eyes.
Sure. I know you're joking, but
no, but it's kind of true.
Why would you bottle something that is not ready to be drank?
I agree to a certain extent because there is the whole idea of brewer's intent versus potential, and so. It may very well be that, the fresh version that we're drinking is what the brewers intended in the whole, drink after.
This is what happened. They brewed the Dissident, and they said, this is going to be a great sour beer, but we don't have time to sit on this beer, so we're going to bottle it and
push it out.
And tell the beer drinkers to sit on this beer. And if they don't age it out for the appropriate amount of time, then it's their fault. And that's fucked up.
Well, no, I don't know if it's that. I don't know, seemingly malicious.
I'm sorry, no, I'm not saying. I'm not trying. Okay, that does sound malicious the way I see it.
More like the shits. Am I right?
No, hey, jokes.
Think about the brewery. You work at the brewery, Matt.
Yes.
They have a warehouse full of barrels.
Yeah.
That are just sitting there. No one goes there except for staff, and occasionally. They have some events there.
We got parties.
But it's just this huge warehouse full of beers that are doing their thing. It seems to me like they took this beer and they put it in a bottle, and instead of keeping it in a warehouse like the brewery does, doing its thing, which I understand there's a lot of barrels in there, and those barrels need to do their thing because they're in barrels. But why release a beer that's not ready? The 2014 is shit to me right now. It's horrible. It's so sugary and so bad, and just it's just like from the average consumer, it just seems like it's not ready to be on the shelf, and it's going to turn them off to whatever they think this beer is, and they're not going to buy it again.
Yeah, I think the average consumer is throwing down the money for a Dissident, though.
How do you know that?
Well,
you don't know that.
Well, I think you have a good point that there could be a hell of a lot more development in this beer that would have made it better to people who, especially people who have a lot more refined palates. But I don't have the same negative impression that you do of the fresher one. Like, I would be much more willing to drink the fresh one. I actually enjoy it quite a bit. But I think you're absolutely right that a lot more time does it really good. It does a lot of good things for it. And
but
so,
don't they imply that on the the description of the beer?
Yeah,
don't drink this now.
And for me,
and I'll hold Stone to the same accountability. It's like, don't release a beer that, at least with them, it's something. It's something.
You're reading the IRC comments, aren't you?
Sit on it.
Cougar Steve says, "Sit on it."
Cougar Steve would. Cougar Steve
sit on it. Sit on just Cougar Steve.
Sit on it.
I'm just reading the Jim Croce reference there. If I could put time in a bottle.
All I'm saying is, sours are tough.
I agree.
I
agree.
And the reason sours cost so much is because
time and space.
Yeah, exactly. Time and space.
Well, how much more do you think this would cost if they had to sit on it for 5 extra years?
Yeah.
Maybe another
Well,
$5 a bottle.
Yeah, and I think
Warehouse space is
whatever,
warehouse.
right?
Yeah.
But you've
Right?
already got a cellar, so save $5. Keep it in your
I
cellar.
have a cellar, but some guy that just goes to La Bodega that wants to. Oh, I heard about this beer, the Dissident. It's a really good sour, and they buy 2014, and it's sugary and not even that. Was me when
It's
I
an
bought
advanced
it.
beer.
Well, and
They're not all for beginners.
But here's the thing though.
That's not Nagel.
Okay. Deschutes is a huge brewery. What's another brewery that does really good sours and puts them out on the market and ready to drink on day one? New Belgium, La Folie.
Yeah.
Does that beer get better with age?
Perhaps.
It's debatable.
No,
I think it
it
does.
stays the same.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay, I think it's safe to say perhaps. If not, that's your own risk.
yeah, but I mean, for what you're spending, you're getting a beer that's on
Actually,
day one.
that one's
that's
also
delicious.
pasteurized.
Yesterday, I had a La Folie 2012. It was just as delicious in 2012. It wasn't. It wasn't
That's
worse.
amazing, right?
It
Yes,
hasn't changed.
no.
La Folie is not a beer that evolves.
So
like,
come on,
I
Deschutes.
I disagree.
Just drank
All right,
La Folie
So
yesterday.
we're getting off on a tangent. Where
I don't want to
All
get
I'm
off on
saying
a
is
rant here.
It's a big brewery.
New Belgium. I think. I mean, especially with Lauren Salazar there, like she's got it dialed in as far as their sours go.
Well, they pasteurize too, which is big.
Right. Well, they freeze that flavor profile.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Fine. And
Which I'm fine with. I mean,
I think I'm coming off as hateful to Deschutes
no,
for this.
you're bringing up a good point though.
I'm just saying, if you leave the profile of the beer in the hands of the beer drinker, that's so stupid.
you're going to get 1,000
Yeah.
different
That's just
flavors.
stupid.
Well-
because you're going to have some guy that's going to open it tomorrow. It's going to be like, this beer sucks. Blah, 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 blah.
That guy
Drink
sounds like
bad
an
beer,
asshole.
Blah, blah, blah. I read a blog post about this beer. It sucks. And some guy's going to be like, yo, this beer was meant to be aged for 2 years.
If that guy doesn't read the label, he shouldn't have a blog.
Okay, I agree with you. But
Fuck
how many
that
people
guy.
have beer blogs that don't read the fucking labels and don't know anything about beer?
Us?
Oh, okay, I don't read the
I am offended by that.
No, but see, the thing is, John,
I think
is
I
like,
have a solid point here, and no one's backing me
well,
up on
no,
this.
no,
I'm with you, John.
I agree with you. I see. Very raging.
And I love it.
I agree with you to a point, but the point of disagreement is that I think this beer just by itself, I would drink it. Like, I'm not as against this beer in its fresh state as you are.
they're
I think
catering
it
a beer-
only improves.
All right.
I think it only improves with time.
No, this
but
went off on a weird thing with
They're
me.
catering a beer towards
beer
the
is-
market that has a beer cellar that wants something to age.
Yeah,
And
for sure.
There's very few beers.
That's a
that
market?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Are
Yeah.
you kidding me?
Yes.
It's the people that are buying
No.
wax sealed $15
I'm sorry,
beers.
that's not a market. That's some. I would never ever cater to a beer market that sellers beer. That's stupid.
Who the fuck do you think buys this?
I would assume someone that's buying this is going to drink it when they buy it.
No.
Yeah.
That's just stupid. Then
No, see-
that's
see,
bad.
I'm-
that's
I'm-
bad
I'm-
marketing. And it's bad foresight.
I'm with John on this one because, like, but like, you know,
The
Freeland.
no, fucking Breland, man. He's the man.
The Vreeland called
So
out
true.
that the blog that we're talking about is OC Beer Blog.
Yeah, that's very true.
Good job,
I read
Freeland.
no labels.
Good job, Freeland.
He actually doesn't know how to read. He dictates to a small child who writes the blog. Pretty much.
Who writes the blurred like nurse?
That's funny.
But
I don't know. Maybe I'm coming off like a dick. Maybe I'm coming off hateful towards the shoots. But
it's
I really don't think I'd ever bottle a beer and be like, "Don't open this now. Wait 2 years."
See-
well, fuck you then. You can get my money 2 years from now.
yeah.
then.
I'm with you. I'm with you on that.
You know what this is? I think this is a glimpse into John's childhood where it's like, John, this is your Christmas present. but
I'm
you
waiting
can't
for
open
Mrs.
it
Holder to
until
come back to the
Christmas.
IRC.
And John's like, fuck you. Why can't I have my present now?
You all get my point here.
No,
I
I
do.
do. I do, and I think there is certainly a really good point to be made where, you know, I disagree with Deschutes' whole thing where, like, you know, enjoy after, you know, 2 years after we put it out. Like, no, fuck you guys. Like, come on. Like, you know,
2
put
years.
a beer out where it's
not
ready.
necessarily against
You know?
that because Stone did it, but it's the fucking label says enjoy after with a big ass date on it.
Well, see,
Where
and
you buy the Dissident, and it's like it just says the Dissident 2014.
But even then, like even like Stones,
you open it now, and it's like this is horrible. I think it makes them look bad. Like it's they're making themselves look bad.
Well, even Stone's whole thing, like
because we opened in 2008 and it's fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, like even Stone's whole thing, like I am not a fan of that whole thing. Like, first of all,
you're not.
No,
you enjoy before?
Not at all. No. Just conceptually, I think it's really strange because you're taking an IPA and you're saying like age this IPA, like the one like all of those like hop oils are the first thing to oxidize, and so they're going to turn to shit.
They're doing the same thing that Deschutes is doing by saying don't open this until this date because this the Brett needs time to develop. Where Deschutes is saying the sour aspect needs time to develop.
Yeah,
but at least Stone's making it like blatant, like enjoy after this date. If you open it before this date, then you're.
So from IRC,
it was very unexpected.
We have a comment that says, "What about Goose, which is pre-age?" But on our Dirt Goose show, we like the 2009 better than the 13.
Well, yeah, no, that's a good point
they
too.
They were all sour though.
Well, and I think the Dirt Gers was a little bit different because with the beer like that, there is so much variation from year to year. I think that the two Dirt Gerses were very different beers just in general. I don't think that you can exactly say that they were exactly the same beer. It's not like, with Cantillon Goose or something like that where they know the base blend so well that they're going to make it every single time exactly the same. With Dirt Gers, I mean, that's come out twice. And so how well do they really know that blend? They can make it exactly the same every single time. You know what I mean?
At least it's carbonated.
Whoa!
Shots fired. Boom, boom.
Yeah.
I had to go on a rant here for a second. All right. Duck Goose and Veritas are never flat because you know what? They know where their bread's buttered. They're like, we're going to carbonate these ones.
Yeah.
But they're like, cuvee.
Yeah, I
phoned it in.
Yeah, no, I'm
phoning it in.
I'm bothered by that too.
Wow.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. They've had enough flat beer, enough quality problems that they haven't made right. Like they don't say like, "Hey, we'll replace it." They're just like, "Well, sorry."
I struggle so much with Lost Abbey because, like, for me, Lost Abbey was such a game changer for me. I had so many Lost Abbey beers that completely changed my view of craft beer and what was possible with beer. I mean, like Duck Goose was huge for me. Carnival was huge for me. Cubated Tommy was like such like a massive beer, and like all these beers were so huge like in my personal craft beer development. Like I have so much difficulty with them because it seems like there are these obvious fixes that they can make that would improve the quality of their beer so much, but they haven't done it, which is so perplexing to me.
And they just ignore it. Like they're not like, "Hey guys, sorry that this beer's flat." They're just like, well, we're just gonna lay low and let you get a flat Angel Share or a flat Cuvated
But see, the thing is,
or
like Angel Share,
2012 Decadence from yesterday.
Yeah, but like Angel Share, like I can understand. I can understand that beer wanting to have relatively low carbonation, but I mean, fucking Cuvated Tommy, like, no, you want bubbles in that fucking beer. You want bubbles in that beer, and it makes it so much better, And so the fact that they don't have it, it's just
carbonation is one thing.
Lost Abbey's at the point with me where I only buy them on draft.
Yeah, I agree.
The kegs are carbonated.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and not only that, but like if you buy a bottle, you're spending $15, $20 on a 375, which is like it's a lot to invest.
A big risk.
Yeah, like financially and emotionally. You know what I mean?
Oh, totally.
Can we agree that my viewpoint on these beers is correct?
Yeah, I agree.
I'm down with you.
Yes,
I don't
acknowledge that your view is different than mine.
No, how is it different?
Okay, there, Dr. Sheldon
You think
Cooper.
2014 Dissident is better than 2008?
No, I don't see a problem with them releasing a product that caters towards the type of person that wants to age beer in their cellar.
I can see that, but
That's exactly what it is.
Are they really catering to that group of people?
Yeah, that's why it's $15.
How do you know
sealed in
that?
wax.
I don't know, man. I
Because your
think
casual beer drinker who doesn't read labels isn't dropping 15 on a single bottle.
I was that beer drinker who bought that current year, and I was like, okay, I'm ready to be blown away by this beer. And I drank it. I'm like, wow, this is really sweet.
The 2014 says enjoy after October of this year. So we're basically drinking the beer 8 months before they say it's best and saying it's not best. It's not.
Well, and you know what? I'm with John on like this tip where that's kind of dickish. You know, it's kind of dickish to put out a beer and say, we're going to sell this beer right now, but just don't drink it. You should just drink it later because right now is not a good time to drink this beer that we just sold to you.
But,
you know?
But so many of us have a cellar full of beer. This is a beer that's designed for that.
Well, but yeah, but even then,
we're in a room full of people that have beer cellars. This is a beer for us.
But
sure, for us, but for like
that's who it's made for.
Some guy who just goes to La Bodega to buy the Dissident, and they're like, "Oh, Four Brewers had this beer, and like they said this, and
Four Brewers said
that was
wait
a lot
4
of
years.
That was a lot of information,
and
that's
so
why we're telling that guy.
I mean, I don't know, man.
Yeah. So I think I'm kind of in between here. And
okay. I'm not against what you're saying, Jason. I totally get it, but I think I'm right. If you're gonna.
I acknowledge that you have an opinion, and I agree that it's wrong.
But hold on. Okay, if I owned a brewery, I would never bottle a beer that said enjoy
ready.
After 2 years.
I agree. I'm with you on that.
Stupid.
Yeah,
Put
I'm with
it in
you on
steel
that.
tanks and let it chill.
Yeah. I mean, if the beer isn't ready, don't release it. I agree
with
for
John,
sure.
yeah.
That being said, the Dissident is a great beer. Especially if it's from 2008.
Shoots is a bad brewery, and you should never buy beer from them. That being said, Dissident is fantastic.
No.
The Shoots is bad, and they should feel bad.
Yeah. I have to say though that like honestly, I have been like hanging on to this beer, like waiting for the right moment. I mean, we've talked about this before.
You picked the right moment.
Yeah, the
This
perils.
great.
Yeah, the perils of hanging on to a beer for the right moment, quote unquote.
You know,
and I finally did, and I'm very happy.
And
about
you know
it
what?
because
Look
this
which one has the lowest pour. Like,
some people wait a lifetime for a moment like this.
moment like this.
I think we've already done that.
Wait a lifetime.
Let Jason do it.
One special kiss? I don't know the lyrics.
Yeah, me neither. That's all I know.
Was that an American Idol song?
I think it might have been.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Okay. If you want to get in touch with us, you can find us on Facebook. You can find us on
Twitter?
Instagram,
If
Twitter.
after this episode you still want to get in touch with us, thank you. We love you.
You can find us on.
You can find us on Patreon.
Twitters.
If you want to give us money for whatever we're doing right now.
No, really.
Twitch
These
TV.
poor fucking guys, like they just need a hand.
Our patrons on Patreon, like we are, like I said, but I think the last episode we're at the $50 level where. Like
Also, one of our Patreons just posted a picture of the 2010 Dissident that we left out on our
Oh,
not
damn.
letting
Why
it
are
go.
they not here?
He's
I
got
knew there
one.
was
Let it go.
one.
He's got one.
Oh, well.
He's like,
Please
he
don't
forgot the
let it go.
2010.
there it
Cougar
is.
Steve, you fail. You weren't here.
Cougar Steve. He should have sub.
Nice.
Although he was the guardian angel of our Michigan beers from our stout show.
It was.
So
It was.
Thank you, Cougar Steve.
Thank you, Cougar Steve. If you want to get in touch with us directly, you can always find us at
God,
feedback
no.
at
Please,
fourbrewers.com. Mute button. Brew the shit out of it.
Two and two.
This episode's brought to you by MeUndies.com. MeUndies selling you the most comfortable underwear and great price.
MeUndies, you'll look forward to laundry day.
Okay, folks, this episode is brought to you by Stamps.com. You want to go to the post office? No, I don't. Do you? No, there's no reason to go to the post office. You know why? Because you got to drive. You got to stop. You got to get out. You got to get out of your car. You got to go in. You got to give your packages to a person. Who wants to do that? Nobody. With Stamps.com, you can prove...
You can poo?
You can prove.
You can poo.
You can prove.
You can poo.
Prove all that shit.
Four Brewers Podcast, Season 2, Episode 10. This episode's brought to you by Berries, Sherry's Berries, berries.com. Wait, no. This episode's brought to you by Nature Box. Want delicious snacks delivered right to your home? How about some wasabi cashews?
Want some granola? You want some granola? We got lots of Yes, you got granola with vanilla in it. It's wonderful.
Nature Box. Get a free trial. You can't afford not to.
Shit.
Wow.
Cork Wars.
So
Coke whores?
yes.
On the next episode of Four Brewers, Coke Whores.